Welcome to rainy Seattle. I'm doing a mini coffee shop and climbing tour, taking a little road trip up here to climb and do some coaching. Stopped in Sun Valley along the way. That's the footage that you guys just saw, sledding down that hill. Didn't take any footage on the ski slopes because we were just skiing so fast it wouldn't have been possible. And now about to head over to Uplift climbing, which is a super cool kind of Japanese style, like spray wall, smaller gym that looks like it has some really cool climbing. Just stopped by Elm Coffee Roasters, which was delicious. Got a super good single origin Kenya blend. They also had their house espresso blend, but one of the better ones I've had, to be honest. Off to a good start in terms of coffee touring. The crema was a little bit lacking, but otherwise everything was good. We'll put a 4-point scale right here. Atmosphere in the place was very good. They had the beans going around, so can't really ask for much more than that. I've been trying to cut back a little bit on coffee, so I'm like limiting myself to 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 a day this time, so mostly like 1 or 2. But tomorrow we'll check out some other spots. Otherwise we'll just jump straight into the session at Uplift. I'm gonna sesh there for a little bit, do my own training, and then I'm doing some group coaching with 4 kids on the Vertical World team, so that should be really fun, but I probably won't show much of that. Full little warm-up and workout stuff for my fingers and hamstrings. Then just did a bunch of coordination kind of moves, even just on V0. Like those first climbs I showed were like literally the first times I was pulling on the wall. Just super quick movements, just because I find it gets everything really synced up and firing well, and forces you to climb pretty risky and intuitively, because you don't have time to think about like, okay, I'm gonna put my foot here and hand here or whatever. You just like start moving well, moving your hips really well, and flowing around a bit. And now we'll get into a couple of the harder ones. This gym is super sick, really solid hold selection. My fingertips are a little bit soggy. Pro tip, you gotta keep the hands out of the hot tub, but didn't follow that one. So second pro tip for that is just use a healthy dose of Skin Performance or dry spray. Link in the description, but I didn't quite stay ahead of that one enough, so feeling a little wet, but that's all right. We'll get after some of these harder ones and then into a fun coaching session. Okay, now we're at Milstead Coffee, which is right around the corner from the bouldering project, the North Bouldering Project, because there's 2 here in Seattle. See what Milstead has to offer here, and then hit a quick sesh at BP, and then grab some dinner, early dinner, and then this evening gonna go up to Vertical World North for a session up there with Tyson and the rest of the team. I will say, now that I have more camera battery, the macadamia nut cortado from Aroma in Fall City was actually pretty dang delicious. Definitely one of the better alternative milk coffees I've had, but at the end of the day, a good espresso is just. Alright, that was actually super good. Way better than I was expecting. Actually, I don't know what I was expecting, but it was good. Here's the full review. Pretty fruity, but very smooth. And they gave me sparkling water, which was good. Only negative, I would say, was that it didn't come in a cup. Okay, here's the deal. I've got literally just 35 minutes now until I've got to be at a dinner. So we're going speed run through some of the whites. They have this location, and then like 2 blocks up the road, another building with some more boulders. I just did a crazy speed warm up. Would not recommend, but all the important things are warm. So gonna give a couple rips on the white. It goes blue, then pink, then white as the hardest. So I'll try a couple of those guys and then run next door. Gym's pretty cool so far. Cool climbs. It's pretty crowded, and some of the older sets are pretty slick. But other than that, quality environment. The North location. Again, just gonna run through the cooler, compy looking ones. This weekend up in Seattle, my focus is trying to visualize myself literally on the wall, like in first person view. So normally like I'll kind of just project myself onto the wall and imagine myself doing the moves in slow motion. But I've been playing around with what it would feel like to like look up, look at the next hold that I'm going for, and like generate for that movement. It's just an extra layer of confidence that builds in. So then when I'm on the wall in a position, having to trust a bad foot or about to commit to a really dynamic move, or I've already rehearsed that in my head and have gone through what it feels like to really commit to that move and generate with my hips into the wall, making time over the foot. And then I've already imagined what it feels like to really squeeze on that hold, or really bear down in the crimp, or engage with the shoulder, whatever it is. The first one I'm gonna try is this white one right here. Start, and then little paddle, bop, bop to that thing. So right now I'm like imagining myself on those 2 starting holds, what it feels like squeezing really hard on these, kind of make some space on the wall, generate up, and then bear down in the left hand crimp, squeeze with the right hand pinch. My right hand's gonna hit slightly first, so it'll be like 1, 2, and then I'll kick my foot out right and then go down. Actually, I'll probably kick my foot down right, match the white hold, then go down to the jib with my right hand. So, bop, bop, match, foot, hand, and then not totally sure what this last move looks like. Probably like a right hand jump, but maybe match, maybe try and keep the palm. Not totally sure. But. Where you brush the feet. What if you could do it in one motion, like pop, pop, pop?
Oh, that'd be gnarly.
That's cool. Okay, next up we got this paddle. Start, bop, bop, bop. So for this one, I'm really visualizing I'm hitting the sloper 1, 2, and then getting the left hand and squeezing like really hard, engaging with that to like arrest my momentum as fast as possible. And then also I'm imagining on the start hold what it feels like to really slowly kind of make space from the wall and then rock like in a U over the foot into the wall. So I hit the first sloper with my hips under it and to the right slightly. So I actually don't need to jump very far at all for the first move because I want to hit this hold still to the right. Like I want my hips to be kind of right here. So I just stand up to here, have my hands here, and then engage and pull to this one, and then catch the left hand and left foot. Ideally, pretty simultaneously, if not the left foot sooner. And then right hand, high foot, maybe heel hook, or just bump right hand to top. Okay, I actually have way less time than I thought, and I'm already late to dinner, so gonna do just one more. This white one kind of looks like a journey, and apparently it's the hardest one in either of the gyms. The move up was pretty hard. Yeah, that volume is not great with just the little thumb catch. Just like the other ones, it just pays to move quickly to the end position. Thank you so much, Marco. He just helped film all those climbs, so appreciate it. And he's a really good setter for the Boulder Project gyms as well. See you at Vertical World in about 2.5 hours. All right, just finished dinner. Super delicious at this place called Whale Winds, and now we're pulling up to Vertical World North for a sesh with Tyson, who's the head coach at Vertical World. Total legend in every aspect. Honestly, you guys should just look him up if you don't know who he is. What up, Sergey? I'm pulling up way late to this sesh right now, but we're gonna get after it. A lot of super fun routes up. That guy Sergey that I ran into right at the beginning actually set a bunch of those, so shout out to Sergey. The speed tour of the gym is just rope area, little workout facility, spray wall, campus board, hang board, and then the whole bouldering area is upstairs. So we're gonna do a quick sesh on a bunch of these boulders up here. I kind of screwed up the order of rope climbing and getting absolutely blasted before boulder, so we'll see how that goes. Otherwise, gonna keep trying to do a lot of that visualization, imagining myself on the holds, in the positions, like what does it feel like to look up at the next hold and execute that move as well as possible. It's kind of cool to combine the two forms of visualization. One, just looking at a climb like this blue one and imagining myself, okay, I've got like left hand, right hand on that blue one, foot's here, and I'm gonna kind of come out from the wall and then generate into the wall to get up to this next one here. So that's like version 1, where I'm like projecting myself onto the wall here. And then version 2 is I close my eyes and literally imagine myself in this position and what it feels like to generate in a little U like that, making space on the wall and then generating in, up and over the foot, making time over the feet, and getting into that end position. Lots to break down there. Stay tuned for some more videos. For me, it's so fun to break moves down like that and try and find what the easiest and most efficient way to do a move is, and getting to the end position in a dynamic way is almost always easier and more efficient. The end position is always just over the foot in a stable position, so if you can arrive in that end position without any excess momentum and with your hips close to the wall, putting weight over the foot, then it's almost always easier to generate quickly and then just plop down in that end position. Okay, so even on this black one, this move out to this hold is a good example of how moving dynamically, even on a slab, can be more efficient. Putting all your weight into feet in one smooth, like powerful motion will reduce how much your foot slips. So the start position here, right foot, left foot, bop bop, might as well just jump into it because it's easier to generate up and into the wall. And then for the move out, this foot is like slanted this way a lot, so it's really hard to keep pressure onto it as you roll your foot up and go over to this side. So that's why it's better to just get all you need from this foot while you're still pushing into the face of the hold on this side, and then just jump over so you can keep pressure into the face of this volume here. The in-between zone right here, this foot's gonna slip, or you're not gonna put enough pressure into this one and that foot's gonna slip. That's exactly what happened that first attempt, where I kind of went a bit too slow. Same move again from a different angle. Alright, so that's version 1 where it's a bit more dynamic. And then if I go slowly, you can see like this foot, as I get, oh my god, yeah. As I lean farther over, there's just gonna be less surface area on this hold. So now you're no longer pushing into the face, but you're pushing down just into air, which is why it's gonna slip. I wanna get all of my weight up and off this thing as quickly as possible so I can land and push really well into that. When I look at these holds, I wanna be to the left of both of them, right? This foot is pushing me to the left, and this hand is gonna be best when I'm leaning to the left. So what I'm thinking now is, can I just jump my right foot and hand at the same time and land in this position? Yeah, honestly I should have done that my first try because that's much easier. Like actually that's for sure the easiest way to do this climb. All right, same thing on this pink one. Starting position and then one fluid. I'm thinking hand, hand, foot. Pretty quickly, like pop, pop, pop. And then hit this and a pretty tenuous rock up over with that little disgusting jib. You can't even see it on the video, it's so small. That was a little sloppy. I kind of had a gut feeling I could have placed my foot a bit better, and I had like the opportunity to adjust it before I rocked all the way up, and I didn't take it, and I paid the price for it. The first move is also really tricky. This time I'm gonna try going really slow, like stopping here and then kicking over all in one motion. Another thing I didn't do super well that first attempt was I got caught into like standing up to the hold rather than the end position for that move, which was just straight over the foot. So that time the difference was the foot still felt super insecure, but instead of leaning over to the left, which then does the same exact thing as I was showing on this black one where you're leaning over a foot but you're losing surface area as you lean farther over a foot because it's slanted like that. That time I just stood straight up, so I'm able to keep more pressure into this foot, and then I can just lean over with just my hands rather than like my hips and whole body. That baby was not pleasant. Boom. That's how sharp that crimp was. Yeah. Nice. Wow. Getting got by this yellow V7. Not putting enough attention into the feet. Maybe set the heel better and weight the heel, because that will let me push myself to the right. Wow. This is legit. Foot was still slipping multiple times, so now I'm gonna use the heel to get over to this and then place just the right toe here. So hopefully I can transition over better. Or I'm just missing something altogether, because this feels pretty hard for V7. Soaking wet on those ones, but that's a very technical climb. We got just 2 or 3 more now. Really tricky position on this. This thing is fully dual text. It's gonna be really beneficial to move quickly through this middle zone of discomfort and then just land in the end position. I could do it more efficiently and like land in the end position with my hips closer to the wall. More dynamic, but then you land in the position way better. Also, pro tip for the dual text, it helps so much just to have sweaty hands. That one I didn't do it on, but normally I'll like wipe my hands just on my leg to get rid of some of the chalk, and then you'll stick a lot better. In the comps, you'll see some people like Jakob at the Endrick World Cup literally just licked his hands, like fully just before doing one of the climbs that had a dual text palm press. Sometimes that's just what it takes. Okay, this is the last one I'm gonna film here, but it'll perfectly exemplify what I'm talking about. So this is version 1, static beta, but I have a suspicion it'll be easier to have this one be on the far right side, and then boom, in one motion, pull around, left foot, left foot, and just land in this super secure position that he's about to get into. Boom, just like that. I think if you could get there quickly, it'll be a lot less tenuous and ultimately less risky. Even though it sounds super counterintuitive that the fast, dynamic way is less risky, if you can execute the generation well and actually land in that end position, then your feet are less likely to slip and it's less taxing, just higher percentage. Version 2. At first, it feels really weird because you're super far away from the end position, but then by staying to the far right side of that hold, you're able to generate really well, and then just plop. Yeah. I think let the left foot off of this, kind of kick out from the wall. You wanna like make space from the wall so you can generate up and into the wall. Yeah. Super good. And then just a bit more like kip in with the hips. Our shoulders and our hips are gonna dictate where our body goes, also like where we're looking. So if we can generate a little bit to the side, like pointed where we wanna go, it'll be easier to generate up and around. But we also wanna make sure we're going into the wall. So that's why I was saying kind of having your foot on this one, like somewhere in between, fully pointed into the wall and fully pointed towards the hold is probably best. Sick. Forget about this hold completely. All you're trying to do is get like to this middle zone here. Yeah. And if you think too much about this, then you're gonna be like looking out from the wall and your hips are gonna come out from the wall. All right, I'll finish with the climbing. Gonna do a couple sets of power pull-ups because that's something I've been working on recently, and then done for the day.
6.5 out of 10.
We had a bit of a mishap where this one left her boots at home, so we had to return back from the ski area and launch a second assault on the mountain. Okay, coffee review is, it's not the best. They had a good machine, but I just have a feeling they're not, they haven't specialized in espresso yet. So the rest of their drinks look pretty legit. and they get major points for being a really cool climbing and ski shop and coffee shop. This is the little town of North Bend. We were up at Alpental and then came back into town, picked up the ski boots, and now we're going back up for round 2. Probably won't climb today, but I'll climb tomorrow. This place is so epic. So many crazy cool flow tracks and fun hits like this. You just go boom, and then hit a jump over there, and then it just keeps. Little morning mountain bike ride, and then gonna go into Seattle and climb and coffee shop some more. Last day here up north, and then back to Salt Lake. But it's been such a fun trip so far. Okay, solid review for, what's it called? Landro. They said they were pulling 28 seconds and 25 grams, which is way less than we do in Salt Lake. Last coffee shop review of the trip. We're at Broadcast Coffee Roasters. We're about to hit the other bouldering project in the area for a last sesh before I drive back to Salt Lake tomorrow. They had 2 espresso blends, a house blend. That one was a bit more almondy and darker, and then an Ethiopian one, which was really fruity. So I got a single shot of both. Just, I had to be thorough, you know. Only problem is that I don't know which one is which. Okay, that one tastes a lot fruitier.
That one is really fruity.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then
it
this
tastes
one
like-
also kind of tasted fruity.
This one tastes like barky.
I kind of like the house one more, to be honest. I'm more of a darker,
I think I like the fruity one.
nutty, like chocolatey, but not actually chocolatey. Not like Nathaniel Coleman hot chocolate with espresso chocolatey. Welcome to the boulder field. No, oh my god. Welcome to the bouldering project. Psyched for the last session here up in Seattle. Espresso is kicking in. Just gonna hop on a bunch of boulders. Stay playful as always. Still focusing on the visualization. For context, between the first espresso this morning, we did go have like a big Easter brunch and jump in another lake and swim around a little bit. So I haven't just gone from a coffee shop straight to another coffee shop, although I would have no shame in doing that. The intended bait is on that white one, but I crimped this heinously sharp jib underneath here and literally just cut through my finger. Okay, this is the upstairs area. This gym is actually ginormous, and these walls are like pretty legit. This thing is actually super not ideal. Got a blister from picking up a pot that was way too hot like a week and a half ago, and then it like completely peeled a circle there. So I've been like sanding and cutting that down with a razor blade. And then just now it like cracked on the bottom part of it, like super deep, and all the way across like half of my index finger. yeah, not super ideal, especially with the Korean World Cup coming up. We're doing this one more time because the way I did it just now was very sloppy. Okay, just finishing up the sesh here. The last little dyno thing with the foot stomp was actually pretty cool. Making up stuff like that in your warm-up is such a good way to dial in your coordination. Fun way to end it on the little dynos there. Shout out to the bouldering project. Caught myself there. For setting up some fun stations like that, I feel like having easy progressions for dynos and skate stuff like that is so helpful to get people psyched and understand the movement. Other than that, I think we're calling it for the Seattle coffee shop climbing tour, skiing, mountain biking, more coffee tour. Hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know what coffee shops and gyms and other things I should hit up next time I'm in Seattle. Definitely looking forward to spending some more time out here. Shout out to the whole Vertical World team and the kids I coached. Super fun working with you guys. Looking forward to the next time I'm back up here and we get to do some more clinics. Thanks for watching. Peace.